Good afternoon, everyone. It's your host, Ashley Randolph, for the Ashley Randolph Show on Glow Premi's podcast station. I have the pleasure today to have Miss Hannah here with me from TheShareWay.com. Had to make sure I said that right. TheShareWay.com. It is a phenomenal platform. Some of you have already heard me talk about it on TikTok and social media over the last week. Don't mind my green hair. My kids made me have it. Halloween will be over on Monday. You will love theshareway.com. The ShareWay has over 10,000 organizations and educational systems that are trusting in their platform solely on donations. And Hannah, I am so grateful to have you here. I will say that it was a pleasure to informally meet you when I wrote you an email just having a little question about the platform, and you answered it so fast. And what you guys do is phenomenal. So if you want to take a moment to introduce yourself and your platform and what you guys do at the ShareWay, we would be so grateful.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me here today, Ashley. So I'm Hannah. I am one of the co-founders of the ShareWay. And what the ShareWay is we connect nonprofits and schools to food, raffle item, and auction item donors. The most common use case are schools and nonprofits holding a fundraiser or a gala, and they need to find beer or wine sponsors, or they need to get a ton of prizes that they can auction off to raise money, like Broadway tickets and whatnot. We connect nonprofits and schools to these donors, and we make it really easy to do so. And customer service is super important to us. So hence I responded right away for your inquiry.
And I thank you again for that. I mean, you took the whole stress out of fundraising for nonprofits completely away. And it's for a really cheap price. It's not like it's $300 or $400, which is amazing. Do you mind telling us what your pricing fees are for the platform? Because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe before I dive into pricing, let me just give a quick overview about how it works. So the way I started this idea was, I remember when I was in high school, I was planning an event for my club, and I was going door to door to Chipotle, Mimi's Cafe, asking them if they could donate burritos or muffins. And it was very time consuming. I was cold walking in, cold calling, and half the time they don't do donations. So I was spending a lot of time with very little results. Fast forward many years later, I was living in the Bay Area surrounded by entrepreneurs, and I just graduated college. And I remember this very painful experience. And at a hackathon, I decided to try out this idea. And the idea is, what if there's a website where I can put in my city and what I'm looking for? So whether it's food donations or auction item donations, and the website will tell me which companies donated to my city for the product I'm looking for. So this side project ended up doing really well, and I've been working on it ever since. So how it works is you put in your city and what you're looking for, and we show you a list of companies that donate that meet your criteria. And everything is in one place. You could save donors that interest you, and we have a tracker that you can use, so you don't have to like copy and paste to a separate Excel sheet. And all the donation applications are included on our website, so you could directly find the application link and go straight to the website. And we tell you, like, this one you have to apply online, this one you have to call them. So we tell you what the application method is. So it makes it really easy. On average, our users secure about $2,000 per event. Some even more. Our highest donation per event was $200,000. So if you really make good use of it, it could go as high as that. And we save you about 20 to 40 hours per event from soliciting door to door.
meditation, affirmation, and prayer.
So yeah, that's how it works. Before I dive into pricing, does that make sense, Ashley, or should I like
have
go into any of?
one more thing you left out that was so important that just blew my mind. The approval rate. Oh my goodness, what a bright idea. Because as soon as you go on there, you can automatically see if maybe a lot of people already requested donations and if they haven't heard back. So if you get a rejection or you don't hear back, you're not feeling like, okay, maybe it's just me and my organization. No, this is common. And if they have a great approval rate, you have a good chance of getting a donation from them. So I can say personally, I've applied to all the ones that had no approval rates, ones that had low, and ones with the high. All the high approval rates have already came in and either messaged me and said they're working on it, or they have already given us something. So I just want to say thank you for that alone. That little tidbit of tool was the best thing you have ever invented. Like, I can't even thank you enough. So yeah, I think you covered it.
That's so awesome to hear and to know that our approval rates match up to what you're actually experiencing. So that's actually a brand new feature we launched only about 6 weeks ago. And the reason it took time to get that out is because those are based on user reported data. So like our community of nonprofit and schools tell us who donates, who never responds, and who rejects often. So we're able to pull all of that data together to give you directionally like who is a high approval rate, low approval rate type of donor. And that's another power feature. It saves you so much time. So you can be very targeted in who you apply to. Something very exciting that we're working on is showing like the donation value, average value. So you would know like, oh, this donor typically gives $1,000 and this donor is usually like a $25 gift card. So
that's amazing. So you know what to ask for and what ballpark, you should stay in.
Yeah. And if your auction is like something only for like high net worth individuals and you only want things above $200 in value, then you could search for ones that have high value items, so that's something that we're going to come out with soon. And another item is how long the application takes. So like, is it a difficult application? Is it like a 5-minute application? So that let's say you're at work and you only have 5 minutes, you could like filter for the one that takes 5 minutes and just fill it out in between like work and whatnot,
And it's amazing because I can tell you, excuse me, I can tell you now that I can take 30 minutes out of my day. So I have a lot on my plate. I do like way too much. I take 30 minutes and I can apply to 5 to 10 different places within that time because some of them you can just press the button and it applies for you. And some, like you said, the form is right there on the site, so you don't even have to leave. And then there are the few that you have to go off. But majority of them, the form is short and simple. I know Raising Cane's was like super simple. I did have to go off of the site. That's just one example. But even their form took me less than 2 to 3 minutes to fill out. And now, we're just waiting on our answer. And you guys gave us their contact information, which was amazing. So I actually have the contact information for the store I requested the donation from to follow up if I need to. So you guys have thought of everything, literally. I'm very happy. Thank you so much. And thank you for bringing that up.
Absolutely. And these time saving features are so important for us because so many of you guys you have another full-time job. You're a volunteer for this nonprofit, or you are volunteering for the PTA for your kids' school, so like a lot of you have like 2 or 3 things going on and like you just need to save that time.
Yeah, and you have thought about it. You're from the Bay Area, so I don't know if you know, but I live in Sacramento. Majority of my family lives in the Bay Area, so I understand the very fast life pace, I should say. So for you, when I heard you say you were going knocking on doors and going to different places, asking for donations when you were younger, Bay Area is not small. It could be big if you go everywhere. So I can just imagine you taking up a whole day or a whole weekend just looking for donations. And you just took that mindset and created this platform, which is very powerful. I think I saw on there, especially for me, so I'm not sure for everyone else, but I know for me, it gave me 900 donors were available. And I was like, oh, wow. All right there. I mean, from food, like you said, to clothes. Um, I've seen trips. I've seen everything you could think of. So great job.
One fun fact, we find very interesting companies that donate, and the most random one I found, we discovered was, the DNA kit 23andMe.
Yeah, I saw that one.
They donate kits, which was like, you never would have thought. And there other interesting ones are like floral companies. They donate flowers and plants, which is just so fascinating. And really, like, the world is your oyster when it comes to product donations, because all types of companies can donate product. It's much easier for them to donate product than donate money because they already have all of these products,
I totally agree. And it's easier for them to get rid of. So yeah, I totally understand. You could wait weeks to months for a check. That has happened a few times where we waited up to 6 months for a sponsorship check to come. And products, like you said, it could be here within 4 to 6 weeks. So yeah.
Yeah, and a lot more companies give product than money, actually, because it helps with their marketing and their brand. They're putting their product out there for people to try.
And that's what they want. It's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a win-win for sure.
So I have one question for you. I guess we'll save the pricing for the end. That'll be like the secret jewel of the whole conversation. I know you guys give back to elementary and high schools and middle schools. I know that, I don't know, do you guys give to colleges? That's something I didn't.
Yeah, college clubs can use this too. Yeah.
Okay, I did not know
I would
that.
say all types of community-based organizations.
All of them. Okay.
Can use this, yeah.
And then I know we talked a little bit before, and you said hospitals is kind of a case-by-case situation.
Yeah, so most of the users on our site have are like community-based or nonprofit of some sort. So if you don't have a 501c3 status, you can still use our site. Your donor options are just a little bit more limited because some donors do require that you have a 501c3 status. So I know some hospitals are nonprofits, some are not, but yeah, and the ones that are not, if the work that you're doing is for the community, there are donors who still want to be a part of that,
Okay, that is so awesome to know, because I know I will have that question come up later.
Yeah. And we have a really cool we have a filter called causes. So one of the cause type we have is health and wellness. So if you check that, you could find donors who are targeting to donate to health related type of like nonprofits.
Yay. Okay, so I told you this was going to be a good interview. I'm so happy to share this with everyone. Is there anything that you want people to know? Now, our audience is more, I guess, half and half. So we are worldwide, but we do have a bigger audience here in the United States, of course. We have half and half. So we have half healthcare professionals and organizations and social workers and all that. And then we also have families. So they're half and half. So our families, if your kids' schools, let them know about the site. They need to use it. I used to run the PTA for my kids' school. So when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, ringing to my ears. This would have been beautiful when I was doing that. But please share this with your school sites. They would be so happy. organizations, your favorite organization, please share with them because they may not know. And just with anyone can really take this information and learn from it. And like she said before, if you don't have a 501c3 and you're still doing something community based, there are donors still for you. So give them a check out. I will not tell you nothing wrong. This site is literally a dream saver. Um, Not surprised you grew up in the Bay Area at all. Now that you said that, entrepreneurship is amazing there. We are the first nonprofit, Glow Preemies, my baby. I had three preemie kids, and I don't know if I told you this. Three preemie kids, all horrible experiences. Before I had my preemies, I was a senior in college going to Xavier in Louisiana for biology pre-medicine with a hope to be an OBGYN. And I was going to Tulane at the same time for public health. And then I had my first preemie and I had to drop out with a semester left. Fast forward, I started Glow Preemies. We are now the only nonprofit that stays with Black NICU families from the NICU until the child turns 18. And we take care of mom, dad, and the baby and any siblings. Education, IEP, tutoring, career support, mental health, doula, the whole shebang. So it was very wonderful to find you guys because we have 3,500 families in our system. And we take care of them all. So at any moment, we're doing financial support when we do have funding available. Holidays coming up, we always do big holiday events. So that's what we're getting donations for now is our holiday events. And next month is Prematurity Awareness Month. So we are holding a month-long gala. And so we have been getting a lot of great prizes for our gala through TheShareWay. So thank you guys so much because we've been trying to find things all year long. Zero. We got nothing for the gala. Found you guys maybe not even 3 weeks ago. I think you and I finally met by email and I reached out with questions and we already have enough items for the whole month.
Wow.
So, and
That's
still
amazing.
have more on the way. We have emails saying that things are coming, they're in the process. So I am just so completely grateful. I can't tell you enough, especially with the year that we had with donors. And a lot of our donors from last year and sponsors are like, 2023, is your year. And we're like, okay, thank you. We'll be waiting. And then this year was just like a freeze moment. But you guys came and saved the day. So on behalf of myself and all of our NICU families, I personally want to say thank you for everything that you do and everything you created and the mind that you have and the approval rating. And I mean, everything that you guys are putting into this platform saves me years off my life because I've been working for 8 years on this nonprofit, specifically just Glow Preemies, not even counting my work at Stanford and the Alliance and my other hats I wear. 8 years, 24/7 almost on Glow Preemies. And I can tell you about 1/3 of that has been probably fundraising, getting sponsors, getting donations to these families. And you just like saved 1/3 of my life. So if you don't know how much I mean it, I'm going to say it 1,000 times until you can't hear it no more. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow, that's so great to hear. Thank you so much, Ashley, for telling me about this. This is so great to hear, and that's what we want to do. We want to help community organizations get more donations to the work that they're there to do. So that's so great to hear.
You accomplished it. You definitely did. I just had to have you on the show and introduce you to everyone. I just had to. I did put you guys on our website. So if anyone's out there, you go to glowpreemies.org. You can go to sponsors page. You will be able to see their link at the bottom and their logo is there. You click their logo and it'll take you directly to their website. Okay, so do you have any final words before we give them the special prize?
No, I love to tell you about the pricing piece.
Okay, let's
All
go.
right, let's get to it. So, first of all, a lot of our users are community-based organizations with like almost zero budget. So we build our company with that in mind. So we have a very generous, completely free tier where every month you get 10 free donation requests. So you could like send 10 different applications. So that's every month for free. It refreshes, right? So every month you could check back in and view those again. Our directory search is also completely free. So you could do unlimited searches, right? Filters and whatnot. It's just to access the donation request page. That's the pro feature, but you get 10 free pages per month. And then we have two different tiers. The essentials tier is only $29 a month. So if you only have one event per year, a lot of our users only subscribe for 3 months out of the year, and that's like $90, right? And on average, they get $2,000. So it more than pays for itself. So it's $30 a month. If you pay annually, it's even cheaper than that. And then, so the Essentials plan gives you unlimited donation requests with some extra power filters. And for the premium plan, that's where you get the approval ratings, like what Ashley is talking about. And that's really for our power users or people who really value their time. And that one is at $59 per month.
And I highly recommend it, especially if you're like me and you're wearing multiple roles inside your organization or your community-based group, whatever you have, please utilize that. And the $59 option, I was not paid for this, I promise, but I'm telling you, it has literally saved a third of my life, literally, because you go right on, you see exactly who has the high approval rates. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they put them in order too, like all the ones with high approval rates, and then it goes down to the ones with no approval rates and low approval rates.
So on the premium plan, you can also have a sort filter where you can sort by approval rates. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh my goodness. And I just got the clicking away. I got too excited. It was like, okay, so I have a thing where I'm like scared of balloons and popping balloons, but I actually felt like I was like popping a balloon every time I put submit, 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 submit. And it was just going, it's submitted, it's submitted. I'm like, I have to do nothing. And then they come back with something so quickly. So personally, $59 is the best option, at least for me, because I'm such a busy person and you guys did all the hard work. So thank you for that. I will tell you it's not pricey at all. That is very good pricing, starting with free. So if you just want to go and take a look around, you can, and then get a feel for it, and then you could go and get, the more options. But I will say thank you. Phenomenal job. You should have a million awards by now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for any of you who end up checking it out, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. It's just hannah@theshareway.com is my email. Happy to answer any questions. And if you love it, and if you love it as much as Ashley, the biggest thing you can do to help us is to spread the word. We're a young but very fast growing company, so we're barely just entering into people's like mind in terms of like what we do and that this exists. Like so many people don't even know about it yet, so we're trying to spread the word as much as possible.
Oh, by this time next year, you're gonna say, where did all these people come from? I actually have I have a huge conference I'm going to speak at in 2 weeks. Some of the people who will be speaking there, one is the Assistant Attorney General for New York, some directors and executives from hospitals and all the top organizations. And it's all about racial and health equity. So, it's NICU Awareness or Prematurity Awareness Month. And I'm a huge advocate for racial and health equity. So I can tell you now, I'm going to spread your name like wildfire there. I have a
Thank
book
you so much.
signing for that, so I will make sure that I will use phenomenal job. Anything that I can do for you, please let me know. I'll probably write a blog about this as well. And
Wow,
then,
thank you so much.
if you need a blog, I don't mind, writing a blog, or you could write the blog and just ask me for a quote or whatever you need, and I will be more than happy to do that. Yeah, whatever you need. You guys did a phenomenal job. I didn't even know you guys were that new. I didn't even know you're from the Bay Area. I feel like I have to help uplift you now in any way I can. So you got a partner in me. Thank you so, so much. You really brought
Thank you so
tears of
much,
joy.
Ashley.
And I know this will not be our last time talking. I will leave your information in the description for anyone who wants to find you or email you. I'll reach out to you when I write the blog to maybe get a quote from you.
Absolutely.
And whatever you need, I'm here to help you. And I will have a book signing at the conference. So I'll probably make like a little flyer of resources that we'll use, and I'll make sure you're on there and people can grab that in one of my books too. And get your name out there, okay?
Great. Thank you so much, Ashley.
You're welcome. And thank you for being here on the podcast. Good job. And if you ever want to come back, feel free to.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Okay.